Hey, what's up, USA, Canada, International, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man G Money Stacks, aka the Greg in here, YouTuber, host with the most, missing the still lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking with the 232nd episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. And next to me is the Instagram live feed of the podcast show page. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you can see me in action and comment on the topics that's going to be discussed in this episode today. And if you're new to the channel and you miss any previous episodes, don't you worry. I got your back on everything. And let me just remind y'all, if you'd like to support this podcast right here, um, you're more than welcome to actually go here. Go to this cash app right here, which is G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. You don't need a lot of money from a rich family to show more support. It's all about doing the best you can on whatever amount of money you decide and desire to donate will be appreciated. And also don't forget to um give a 5-star rating to this podcast right here, especially on Podchaser, Podfriend, of course, Apple Podcasts, and of course, Spotify as well. All right. And yes, so on to YouTube. If you miss any previous new and previous latest episodes, don't you worry. Go ahead and grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the New York episodes on there. Tap the noti bell so you can be reminded of when the show goes on the air via live stream. Um, it's short for notification bell. For those of you who may not know what noti bell means, actually, so that's pretty much what that is. So anyway, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Of course, of course, you can comment on the topics that's being discussed in each episode whatsoever, what you thought about it, and all that great stuff whatsoever. And on top of that, you can share the videos, share the episodes, along with downloading the episodes. Listen, stream, watch the episodes in case you miss any of it. Tell a friend to another friend, and I'll handle the rest on where you can listen and stream and everything else, including YouTube right here at the end of this episode show right here. Um okay, so today's episode, titled Wrong Choice. We got some stuff that we need to get to right here. Um we got some stuff that we need to get to right here. Um in this episode. Couple terrible news right here, and one in particular has to do with the recent killing of what you call it of Tyre Nichols, which will be discussed. We'll get into that along with the mess of the one last time. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Kanye West anymore, but because it's been over the timeline and all the other stuff whatsoever, I wanted to make sure that I include that as well in Wrong Choice. I mean, you know what I mean? So um we're gonna get into it whatsoever. So let's get to all right, let's get to um all right, let's get into some transit stuff, man. 'Cause we got some crazy stuff that's going on right here. We got some crazy stuff that's going on right here. So starting with um Yeah, starting with some transit stuff. Let's get into it right here. The New York Mass Transit files right here, man. Let's get into it right now. Hold on. Wait. Okay, we got a creepazoid that recently happened in Brooklyn. Yes, let's get into it. Here we go. All right, and before I get into the topic, let me give a shout out to somebody who just hopped in. Let's see who we got here. Shout outs to the people and back to the Blockbuster podcast, man. Make sure you check them out on Spotify, of course, iHeartRadio, and wherever you get your podcast whatsoever. Check them out. Check out their episodes. I guarantee you're probably gonna like it as far as their reviews and all that other great stuff. Just like how I'm doing in Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show. So that will that episode 112 will be recorded in a couple minutes. So let's get it. Let's get it right now. So shouts to the crew from Back to the Blockbuster podcast. Make sure you follow them on Instagram as well. Um so you don't miss out on the action. So let's get into the creepazoid of Brooklyn. All right, so the lawyer infamously arrested last year for criminal mischief after repairing a motorist defaced license plate has sued the NYPD, alleging the cops are failing to turn over key evidence and barring court action might actually destroy it. Adam White, a partner of Vaccaro and White, filed his suit in Manhattan Supreme Court on January the 13th, demanding a court order compelling the NYPD to preserve key evidence related to his November 11th, 2022 arrest. White was booked for criminal mischief after removing a piece of plastic obscuring a motorist's license plate in Park Slope, Brooklyn. Whew. That can't be good right here, man. That can't be good. That cannot be good. All right. Let me keep going with this story right here. And this is from amny.com, which is one of the places where I get my topics from. So, all right. So, okay, so White's arrest was followed by considerable backlash owing to the NYPD's long-term neglect of the city's ghost car epidemic. Innumerable drivers in the Big Apples obscure, deface or remove their license plates or use temporary fake plates to evade tolls and speed cameras, costing the city and tolling authorities millions of dollars per year and enabling consequence-free reckless driving on New York's streets. This is crazy, man. Like, why would you do this? That's the question, man. Like, why would you even do this shit, though, man? And oh man, like seriously, that's my issue with this, though. Like, you got to be really kidding me. Um, Oh my gosh, man. This is just crazy. And you end up ruining your life for this? Yes. Yes, let's keep going on this though. Oh man. Um yes, people are getting killed left and right. It's a matter of time before one of these ghost vehicles, God forbid, hit and run and badly injured people. Woo, that's crazy. Oh boy. Yeah, you're late to the party. You're crazy as hell. Anyway, um they are untraceable, White said in an interview with AM New York Metro. End quote. I'm not seeing anyone jumping up and down like Mayor Adams out there. Hey, now we're gonna really double down on this. I think that if anything else, we have to try to agitate more and more until we're taken more seriously. Um, and after the substantial public outcry and the emergence of other vigilantes committing criminal mischiefs, demonstrating the scale of license plate concealment in the Big Apple, the charges against White were ultimately dropped by Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez. Now, White says he is considering filing a sprawling federal lawsuit against the city and NYPD alleging civil rights violations and wrongful arrests stemming from the incident. Last week's action is more preliminary, intended to ensure that evidence crucial to White's case is not fed to the shredder by the police department. In his suit, White says he filed Freedom of Information Law requests on December 1st with the NYPD and Brooklyn DA seeking items related to his arrest, including body cam footage, 911 call recordings, and the criminal complaint filed against him. The DA's office told him they wouldn't have a response until March 15th, which is next month. The NYPD said a response couldn't be expected until April 19th, which is also 2 months away. But that due to issues caused by the COVID-19 slamdemic, there may be extensive delays lasting up to 1 year in determining your request. As reported by numerous outlets, city agencies, particularly the NYPD, are notorious for stonewalling freedom of information requests to the point journalists have formally complained to city government, and Governor Kathy Hochul promised greater transparency and speed in records requests. White, of all people, was not one to back down when facing the bureaucratic slurry. In advance of his larger suit, he is requesting the NYPD preserve and turn over the names of all officers involved in his arrest. The name of the motorist who complained to the police, the criminal complaint and desk appearance ticket against him, and all relevant body cam footage, among other items. Time of the essence, says White. Should a judge fail to grant a temporary restraining order, the attorney claims NYPD policy could have the evidence destroyed within 90 days. Oh boy. 90 days? Okay, that sounds a little crazy though, man, if you really want to think about it though, man. Hmm. Sorry. Yeah, you know the rest though. uh yeah. So, all right. Okay. In a statement, an NYPD spokesperson said that If asked, it would place a litigation hold on the relevant evidence to prevent its destruction. The NYPD will review and act accordingly with regard to the demand to preserve documents upon receipt of this petition, said the spokesperson. The NYPD has a very robust preservation process, and upon receipt of this petition, as it does with all such requests, it will place a litigation hold on all requested and relevant evidence. The purpose of a litigation hold is to suspend a regular retention period, which is set by the NYC Law Department and the Department of Records and Information Services. Decades worth of NYPD evidence was destroyed last month in an inferno at the department's Red Hook impound facility, a scenario of severe concern to attorneys and their clients. The Brooklyn DA's office declined to comment. Law Department spokesperson Nick Paolucci said the agency will review the suit when served. White's arrest came during his morning bike commute to work on November 11th, per his own description in the lawsuit. At around 9:40 a.m. that morning, he was riding his bike northbound on 4th Avenue near St. Mark's Avenue when he noticed a black Chevrolet SUV parked adjacent to the bike lane with illegally tinted windows and a piece of plastic obscuring its rear license plate. The bicycling barista took photos of the vandalized plate and briefly removed the piece of plastic to get a picture of the full plate, which has racked up an astonishing 31 violations since 2019, including 14 bus lane violations and 6 school speed camera violations, according to How's My Driving New York. The driver has continued to rack up tickets following the incident, including $50 for failing to stop at a red light just a week later. Wow, $50? Really? Is it really that deep? Yeah. Yeah, $50. That's crazy though, man. Anyway, when he removed the plastic, the driver jumped out of his car, grabbed the object from White, and proceeded to call the police to report the cyclist for defacing property. Officers from the 78th precinct arrived, and after questioning, White was placed under arrest and brought to the 78th precinct, where he was held for 5 hours before being released on a desk appearance ticket. The driver, whom White has stated he believes is connected to the NYPD, did not face arrest or any other penalties. Despite the crackdown announced this summer by Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD does not consider place scofflaws a priority. To put it generously, shit. That's crazy. Why would it not count? I don't understand this. Many of those who deface plates are also public employees with city parking plate cards, with the NYPD well represented in those ranks. White's arrest was defended by the captain of the 78th precinct, Franz Suffrent. Following White's arrest, scofflaws took matters into their own hands. Gersh Kuntzman, the editor of Streets blog, has posted dozens of videos on Twitter depicting himself committing criminal mischief by fixing one of the many defaced plates he finds while biking all over the city, intended to demonstrate the scale of the law breaking. White, on the other hand, has exercised more caution in his plate hunting since being cuffed, lest he face another arrest or worse. I've continued to remove tape leaves. I've bent back plates that were bent to obstruct. I fixed plates to be observable. If there's schmutz or tape, I've peeled off tape, White said. But beyond that, I don't do it as often. I'm definitely a little more gun shy about it. I'm a little more circumspect. Okay, that's a little ridiculous right there. This is the most ridiculous, dumbest shit that he's ever done. Like, really. And you mean to tell me that Yaz is on some dumb shit, right? Like, really. like seriously. I can't really believe this, man. And listen, he should get whatever he's getting to um he should get a lesson out of this, man. Like, wrong is wrong. Anyway, looking for what the hell am I looking for? I forget what I was looking for. Oh wait. There it is. Yeah, yeah, I had to do this. All all right, we got another transit topic that we got to get to. Let's see. Let's see. We got a transit. We got another one. Let me see. Let me see. We got another one. We have another one. We got another one. Yes. So, in other transit news, unfortunately, I got some bad news for all the transit commuters out there, though. For all the transit commuters out there. Um, the Holland Tunnel's New Jersey bound tube will close 6 nights per week starting next month. The Port Authority announced Tuesday in order to conduct critical repairs to infrastructure damaged by Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Starting the evening on February 5th, the 95-year-old tunnel's westbound tube will close from 11 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. I repeat, 11 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. on Sunday through Thursday nights, and from 11:59 p.m. to 9 a.m. on Friday nights. Motorists will be able to use the tunnel on Saturday nights to travel from Manhattan to New Jersey. The closures will remain in effect through 2025. 2025, huh? Jeez. 2025. That's a long ass time. And I bet you people will be upset about this too. Trust me. Yeah, I bet people will be upset about this too, man. I know I would too. Shit. like what are they gonna do? Where are they gonna actually there's not even an alternative. Like, seriously. Okay, so the reason why I'm playing all these explosion sound effects is because of how people are going to basically react. There will be some anger. There will be some anger behind this shit too, man. I mean, if you really want to get technical with this shit. But um so yeah, so the 90 closures will commence as similar repairs and in the Manhattan bound tube, which has been closed 6 nights weekly since April 2020. The eastbound tunnel will reopen to motorists 7 nights per week on February 4th, which is today. Today. Not a coincidence, folks. Not a coincidence, man. Um, like much of the city's transportation infrastructure, the Holland Tunnel sustains severe long-term damage during Hurricane Sandy when it was in inundated by 30 million gallons of brackish Hudson River water contaminated with briny storm surge. The water's salt content inflicted long-term damage to critical infrastructure supporting the underwater tunnel, including its steel skeleton, wall tiling, ventilation system, fiber optic cables, and fire suppression and detection systems, among other things, all of which are set for repair over the next 2 years. The Port Authority will also take the opportunity to wash and remove salt residue from the roadway and tunnel signage and will install flood barriers intended to make the tunnel more resilient to future storms. Funding for the repair project was largely meted out by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is an acronym FEMA in 2017, with just shy of $230 million appropriated for the repairs. Yes. So, for those motorists traveling overnight from the Big Apple to the Garden State, the Port Authority advises they get around the snag by using other crossings like the Lincoln Tunnel or the George Washington Bridge. You can also travel through Staten Island via the Verrazano Narrows Bridge to reach the three New Jersey crossings. There's Go- Goetos Bridge, Bayonne Bridge, and Outer Bridge crossing. This is far from the first painful long-term closure necessitated by Sandy's mayhem. In the years following the storm, most of the subway's East River tunnels were subject to painful partial or total closures to repair Sandy related damage. Ooh, okay. Sandy related damage. That has to suck, man. That really has to suck. Um yeah, that has to suck though. The most devastating damage was sustained by the the Montauk tube used by the R train, which was fully shut down for more than a year between 2013 and 2014 to repair extensive havoc wrought by the storm, causing major headaches for commuters. Oof, oof. Oh my gosh. The G train also shut down completely for 5 weeks in the summer of 2014 for repairs on its Greenpoint tube. By the time it was the L train's turn, Intense anxiety over the closure led the MTA and then former governor Andrew Cuomo to pursue alternative methods, which ultimately prevented a full closure in 2019 and 2020. Damn, that right there. Oh my God, that I really feel bad for those folks right there, man. To be honest, that it's just like, man, that has to be crazy. That sucks, man. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So let's get to. Okay, we got some stuff that we need to talk about in. We got a couple things in chatting on the jazz, the segment that we need to get to right here, and and of course, obviously the whole Tyre Nichols, Orlando Brown doing the wrong, making the wrong choice along with Kanye West, and along with the recent shooting of the California um the recent mass shooting in California during the Lunar New Year. And of course that's gotta suck though, man. So we're gonna get we the first main thing we're gonna get to is I want to get this Kanye West shit out the way, man. Let's get this out the way because I'm getting tired of his ass already. This is fucking ridiculous with this guy, man. So chatting on the jazz, it is. Let's get to it right about. Let's get to it right about now. All right. So hold on. Hold your position. Hold on a second. All right. Let's get to it. Yes. Yes. I want to get this Kanye West shit out the way, man. This is getting really, really agitating right now. Um, really getting agitating right now. Um, so most recently, for those of you who may not know, Kanye West is in trouble again, and this time charged with battery. I'll fill you in on what the hell he did, and this is from allhiphop.com. Kanye West went nuts on a female photographer, and now he could face battery charges after the cops were called to look into the altercation. Now, this is just okay. So Kanye West had many run-ins with paparazzi, and now a new incident has been added to the rapper's ever-growing list of beef with shutterbugs. Hmm. The disgraced rapper is being investigated for battery following an altercation with a photographer. The incident caught on video shows Ye accusing the woman of following him before grabbing and throwing her phone into the street. The video shows the woman saying, "You are a celebrity," but cuts off abruptly as a furious Ye menacing walks towards a second person filming the altercation. Um, Okay, this is really ridiculous. According to TMZ, the Ventura County Sheriff's Department was called to the scene and provided video evidence of the incident to see if Kanye should be charged with battery. It needs to be determined if the woman is a professional photographer or a local just taking photos of West, taking videos of West. Lately, Ye has expressed growing frustration with the constant attention he has received from the paparazzi after his high-profile divorce from Kim Kardashian, his controversial comments about Black and Jewish people, which led to him losing deals with Adidas, Gap, Balenciaga, and I already talked about this in episode 200. With of course Peloton, there's fucking Foot Locker, and and Skechers didn't want to work with him. I get it. And most of his $2 billion fortune. Oof. He's no longer a billionaire, man. Everybody knows he's no longer a billionaire. Like, come on. Like, let's not sugarcoat this shit though, man. Like, really. Really though. Like like really. I'm not even gonna hold you. This is just not that's not that's not cool what he did. But anyway. Okay, $2 billion. Okay, so let's see. All right, so he has a long history of altercations with the Pops. In 2009, Ye was arrested for attacking a paparazzo at Los Angeles International Airport as he was heading to Hawaii. The rap star was charged with battery and attempted grand theft, but the charges were later dropped and he was sentenced to 50 hours of community service. Okay, before I continue with this shit though, man, there's a couple of things I want to actually say about this though. Look, it's one thing to actually go to um his son's sports game or whatever it is whatsoever, that's fine. But to actually take a person's phone and throw it in the street, the lady actually went to the police, right? She exactly went to the fucking police about this. And on top of that, you created a mess for yourself too. First and foremost, I want to say this though, man. First and foremost, if you are a fucking celebrity, you're a fucking celebrity. And when you become quote unquote famous, right? All that shit comes with the fucking territory. Look, I get that celebrities are humans, right? But when they do stupid shit, everything's gonna get caught on camera anyway. All that shit comes with the territory. I mean, listen, like this is why a lot of people needs to stop enabling this guy, man. And it's not just the mental health shit. It's also it's also the wrong choices that he makes. And that's why a lot of people pull themselves pull themselves away. And this is why everybody is like fucking running for the fucking hills, man. Everybody's running for the fucking hills. This is why everybody's running for the fucking hills right now. Because nobody wants to deal with his ass anymore, man. I'm sorry, but I hate to say this, but this ain't going well for this guy. This ain't going well for this guy, man. And oh man. Oh man. This is just ridiculous. Um all right, let's keep going, man. That's just my point, man. Stop enabling the guy, man. Stop enabling the guy on these fucking platforms or whatever. I'm getting sick and tired of this guy anyway, man. Seriously. I lost respect for the guy. As I said in episode 200 when he said that he hates African Americans. And it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? It's look, it's one thing to have an opinion, right? But just because you have a fucking opinion does not mean it is okay to fucking offend somebody. And I say this time and time again. When you say shit like this, you gotta suffer the consequences. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He needs to get his shit together, man. Like really. He really needs to get his shit together. I'm sorry. He needs to get his shit together. He really do. Ah, man. And I don't really feel sorry for Kanye West, man. I really don't. So this guy is a rageaholic, man. If you really want to get technical with this shit, though, he's a rageaholic. Where do I even find? Oh, yeah, he's a rageaholic. I hate to say this. He's a fucking rageaholic. Why don't you look me up? Yeah. You know, if I were the people, um, who, if I were the people, I'd run for the fucking hills, man, away from Kanye West. Let's keep going, man. Um, let's keep going. Um, so, okay, so, despite these run-ins, Kanye continues to be a popular figure in the entertainment industry and is followed closely by the media. In general, Kanye's relationship with the paparazzi is complicated. On the one hand, he has expressed frustration with their constant attention, but on the other hand, he is also known for seeking out publicity and media attention for his projects. Earlier this week, Ye told a photographer that he felt like a caged animal and revealed he had to start taking medication because of their constant hounding. Do you know the first time I ever took medication, why it was? Because I got mad at paparazzi. Do you know what paparazzi it was? The same one that shot Britney Spears. My dad did photography for newspapers. It has to be some kind of balance, some kind of conversation. I can't live in California in my life like I'm some type of caged animal to be judged and photographed. You brought that on your fucking self. You brought it on yourself. And on top of that, you also got another problem too. You also have another problem right here. Ex-manager. Yes. Wild rumors. Where is Kanye West? Wild rumors are swirling that the artist known as Ye is missing. As his business manager tries to serve him with a $4.5 million lawsuit. The U.S. Sun reports. Ooh. Oh boy. That's interesting. Um and Thomas St. John, who is suing the erratic gold digger rapper and his company Yeezy over alleged unpaid fees, told a court he has also been unable to find a proper address for Ye. Huh. Yeah, who you telling? Yo. Oh man, I'm sorry, but this is just the rumors about the 45-year-old mogul whereabouts began to spread after a tweet sent by Daily Loud, who wrote Kanye West has reportedly been missing and unable to find sick for weeks, according to his ex-business manager. According to documents obtained by the news outlet, St. John on December 19th sought an extension until the end of March to serve the lawsuit. The former business manager also has reportedly been unable to reach Ye's legal team. Oh boy. Kanye West is a fucking mess, man. I tell you this. He's a fucking mess. He is a fucking mess. And I'm going to keep saying this, man. Please do not enable this fucking guy, man, and his fucking behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like this, and I like how Howard Stern said, just because you have mental illness does not mean you get to act a certain way. It doesn't mean you get a free pass. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I'm saying stop enabling the guy, because y'all giving him a fucking free pass just because he's black. And he's a racist too. Like, come on, man. Really though? All right. Let me just keep going with this crazy ass story. And in case nobody noticed, this is from the New York Post. We were advised about a new law firm for defendants, but not a specific point of contact. The court filing cited by the U.S. Sun states, in quote, we subsequently learned of information in the news that the law firm identified as new counsel was not affiliated with the defendants. Accordingly, we have not been able to serve defendants through their counsel. The document reportedly says, as a general matter, we have had difficulty confirming the best current address for Kanye West. It continues. Yeah. Okay. For Mr. West, despite our diligent efforts, we were unable to ascertain his current residential address and therefore have not yet made attempts to serve him personally. Instead, we have attempted to service him by mail at multiple possible addresses, the following adds according to the outlet. St. John tried unsuccessfully to serve the rapper at his California homes in Hidden Hills, Malibu, and Calabasas, the U.S. Sun reports, citing the docs. Oh my gosh. We will continue to make diligent and reasonable attempts to serve defendants, including hiring appropriate agencies to help track the elusive artist down. St. John claims he was not paid for the 18-month guarantee term for working for Ye, though he only worked for 3 months and was supposed to get paid $300,000 for each of them, according to the report. All right. According to the report. In January 2022, Ye allegedly became heated and aggressive and screamed at St. John, saying he didn't want to work with him any longer. The complaint states, when confronted by the 18-month commitment that had just been made, Mr. West stated words to the effect of the 18-month term was bullshit and you are insane for even thinking I would stick to it, the lawsuit alleges. Of course, neither Kanye nor his rep have responded to the outlet's request for comment about the legal filing. Ye was last seen publicly on December 18th when he was snapped taking 2 of his kids to church, according to the U.S. Sun. The rapper has been embroiled in controversy of late for unleashing a bizarre anti-Semitic tirade on social media. He also praised Adolf Hitler, which is one of the parts that probably some of the podcasters probably didn't cover. But yeah, praised Adolf Hitler during an unhinged appearance with InfoWars host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Oh gosh, this is ridiculous. Ugh. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, but he really, oh gosh, he's in a fucking mess that he cannot get out though. Unfortunately, I can't even really listen. Really I can't defend this guy, man. Sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. It's just too much, man. He's already exploding like a chicken without a head. Yep, I said it. I said it. I said it. Um, wait, where was I? Wait, where was I? Where was I? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? And this is from the New York Post. I was reading. Hold on a second. No. Yes. Yes, it is. And yes. All right. All right. This is where I was. All right. So let's see. Let's see. So I see good things about Hitler also. Man, Hitler was not a good person, man. Shut the hell up. He was not a good person, man. Like, shut up. Um, yeah. Let's see. So okay, so wait a minute. Wait, neither Kanye nor his rep have responded to the outlet's request for comment about the legal filing. Ye has last seen publicly on December 18th when he was taken to. Yeah, I already read that part already. Um, I see good things about Hitler also. Every human being has value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler, he said. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You know that? You're a fucking idiot for that shit. And I mean really. I mean really. And I mean really, man. Oh man. Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Um yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Can't really stand this guy, man. I really can't. Really can't. Um yeah, oh man. Um oh my gosh, man. Anyway, man, let me continue with this shit though, man. This is just all right. You talking about you see good. So, the recent negative publicity has cost him lucrative yes, lucrative. Let's see. Lucrative. Yeah, lucrative. Yes, lucrative partnerships with top brands, including Adidas and Gap. German based sports apparel maker Adidas cuts ties with Ye last month. Gap, another corporate partner that sold Ye's apparel line, also dropped him too. Ye's terminated partnerships have cut his net worth from about $2 billion to $400 million, according to Forbes. Really, he really shot himself in the fucking damn ass right now, man. Really, he really did. He really shot himself in the fucking ass right there. Like, seriously, this is just look, man. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this is just basically, it's basically game over for his ass. Unfortunately, there's no coming out of this shit. So there's no coming out of this shit, folks. Like, seriously, I like I said, I can't defend this guy on this though. I'm sorry. I can't defend this guy on this shit though. It's game over for his ass. Sorry. His ass just fell flat on his face like a fucking pancake. Up next, we got another topic that we need to discuss too. Actually, some other terrible news that we need to get to right here is some terrible news that we need to get to right here, man. And this is involving a recent mass shooting in California during the Lunar New Year. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a mass shooting over the weekend at a dance studio in Monterey Park, a city east of Los Angeles, killed 11 people and left 9 others injured. After an hours-long manhunt, the suspect was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Torrance, about 30 miles southwest of Monterey Park, officials said. The suspect has been identified as Hu Can Tran, a 72-year-old Asian man. This guy's a fucking coward, man. You took a shortcut to take your own life because of a crime you just did. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot for this shit, man. Like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a damn idiot for this shit. Okay, so the late Saturday evening attack took place in a predominantly Asian American community on Lunar New Year's Eve after a popular festival in the area. 10 people, 5 women, and 5 men were pronounced dead at the scene Saturday night. An 11th victim later died at the hospital. The Los Angeles County Department of Health Services said in a statement on Monday the victim was not identified by officials. A 73-year-old woman injured in the shooting was released from LAC plus USC Medical Center Monday afternoon, local time, officials said. 2 more victims are still receiving treatment. On Monday, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner identified 4 of the victims as 65-year-old Mai Nan, 63-year-old Lillian Lee, 57-year-old Zhu Wan Yu, and 68-year-old Valentino Alvaro. The remaining 3 women and 4 men, all in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, have not yet been identified. Our teams continue to work around the clock to care for the remaining 2 victims receiving treatment at LAC plus USC, and we remain hopeful for their recoveries. Or hey, Orozco, chief exec, chief executive officer at LAC plus USC Medical Center, said in a statement. The motive for the shooting is not known. The FBI and state authorities are also involved in the investigation. During a news briefing Monday afternoon local time, Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Lunar told reporters the gunman had a limited criminal history and had been arrested in 1990 for unlawful possession of a firearm. How dumb can you be, man? Are you really that dumb? Are you really that dumb? Really? Really though? Really though?
Why don't you look me up?
Man, talk about these motherfuckers being able to fucking crash and burn doing dumb shit. Okay, this gets more crazy interesting. um at around wait a second, yes. At around 10:22 p.m. local time on Saturday, Tran opened fire inside of Star Dance Studio, a Chinese-owned ballroom dance studio on West Garvey Avenue, less than a block from where a Lunar New Year festival was held. The first day of the 2-day festival had just ended. The event, which officials said drew more than 100,000 attendees, was canceled after the shooting. About a half an hour after the attack, the same armed man went into another ballroom studio, Lili Ballroom and Studio, in nearby Alhambra, a few miles away. The suspect went to the second location with the intent to kill more people. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Lunar said, but two people successfully disarmed the suspect by wrestling the weapon out of his hands. Oh boy. Like I said, man, that right there is that's just crazy, man. This is crazy. This is just crazy, man.
Oh, no!
I tell you, man, this is oh man. Okay, so the suspect was using what local authorities said was a magazine-fed assault style pistol, of which Luna said he was unsure of its legal status in the state. On Sunday at about 10:20 a.m., police saw a white cargo van in Torrance, California. The driver of the van pulled over and police surrounded it, then heard a single gunshot. Authorities retreated and turned at about 12:52 p.m. with backup to find Tran inside dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, this is some coward shit, man. This is some coward shit. I'm not gonna hold you. This is some coward shit. This is some coward shit right here, man. And yeah, this is some coward shit though. Maturi Park's population is more than 65 Asian, according to the latest figures from the U.S. Census Bureau. The city of nearly 60,000 residents had just wrapped up the first day of its Lunar New Year festival when the shooting occurred. Lunar New Year, which began Sunday, is one of the most important festivals across Asian societies, including in Vietnam, China, Korea, and Mongolia. The holiday historically starts on the first new moon of the lunar year, but its start date and origins may vary across cultures. Monterey Park Council member Thomas Wong, who represents the district where the shooting took place, said his community was shocked, saddened, and on edge. Instead of celebrating and bringing family together to look forward to a hopeful and prosperous new year, we're starting it off with a senseless tragedy, Wong told NPR. Lunar told reporters that investigators discovered a few items of interest at the gunman's residence on Monday, some of which led investigators to believe he was manufacturing homemade firearm suppressors. The items were gathered during a search warrant that was executed earlier that day, according to officials. Lunar also told reporters that some of the other recovered items were a three 308 caliber rifle along with various electronic devices including computers and cell phones. In addition, authorities said they also discovered hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Ballistic and additional forensic comparisons will need to be done on all of the items that were removed from the home, according to Luna. And quote, we don't want to leave any stone unturned, Luna told reporters, adding that his office is working in partnership with the FBI, ATF, and the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. The shooter had alleged his family was trying to poison him. Authorities said Tran visited a police station in Hammock, California earlier this month to allege that his family in the Los Angeles area had defrauded, stolen from, and tried to poison him in incidents ranging from 10 to 20 years old to 10 to 20 years ago, excuse me. The suspect stated he would return to the station with proof to back up his allegations, but he never returned. The Hammett Police Department said. The department did not go into further detail about the gunman's visit to the station. Monterey Park Mayor Henry Lowe expressed his condolences for the shooting victims and their families at the press conference and said, moving forward, it is important that we be there for them to provide services and support they need in what will be a time of healing in the next weeks, months, if not years. Monterey Park has established a memorial at City Hall and a survivors center at a local senior center. President Biden was briefed on the shooting. Jill and I are praying for those killed and injured in last night's deadly mass shooting in Monterey Park. I'm monitoring this situation closely as it develops and urge the community to follow guidance from local officials and law enforcement in the hours ahead, Biden said in a statement on Sunday. California Governor Gavin Newsom was in Monterey Park following the shooting. The strength of this community is incredible. He tweeted on Sunday, no other country in the world is terrorized by this constant stream of gun violence. We need real gun reform at a national level. During the Monday news briefing, Los Angeles County Supervisor Hilda L. Salas told reporters the Monterey Park community has always been welcoming to everyone and will continue to be resilient as people begin to heal after the shooting. Wait, let me see who just came in. Yes, shout outs to the subject change. I see you. Thank you for viewing this. Okay. Um The community has come together. Many people are coming forward to provide initial support to many of our double API residents. We know we have a lot of healing to do, Solis said during Monday's briefing. Police departments in San Francisco, New York City, Philadelphia, and Houston said they would be increasing the presence of officers at Lunar New Year events following the mass shooting. The shooting in Monterey Park comes amid an already violent year for the U.S. The country has seen at least 33 mass shootings in 2023 alone, according to data compiled by the Gun Violence Archive. The archive defines a mass shooting as one in which at least 4 people are injured or killed, other than the shooter. And speaking of more terrible news, man, of course, when I saw this on my timeline in regards to Tyre Nichols being killed, yeah, let's now before I even get to this shit though, man, let me just look up qualified immunity for those of you who may not know qualified immunity definition. Let's look this up. All right, so okay. Let's see. I'm gonna get to that in a sec. Now let's get to the Tyre Nichols story that everybody's been buzzing about actually. And this is from time.com actually, and unfortunately, this is just crazy right here. Tyre Nichols likely took in one last sunset at his beloved Shelby Farms Park before Memphis police killed him. His mother says he loved looking at and taking photographs of sunsets. Sunsets, yeah. Sunsets. Roe Von Wells said at a press conference on Friday, hours before officials released video documenting his fatal January 7th beating by 5 police officers who have since been arrested and charged with murder. My son was a beautiful soul. He was a good boy. No one's perfect, but he was damn near, she said. Wells, who said she had not yet processed her grief, noted Friday that she had not watched the entire video but knew the details. As the family's attorney, Ben Crump, pointed out at Friday's press conference, which he was featured on TMZ Live, of course, that the video, Friday's press conference, that the video would show Nichols calling for his mother in his last words. Her eyes shifted down to the ground as she took the mic shortly afterwards. Wells spoke through tears about her pain as a mother. For a mother to know their child was calling for them in need and I wasn't there for him. Do you know how I feel right now because I wasn't there for my son? Wells said. You know, it's funny. He always said he was going to be famous one day. I didn't know this is what he meant, but we want justice for my son. We want justice for my son. Let's see. Body cam and surveillance camera video released Friday evening showed Nokus yelling out repeatedly for his mother and trying to catch his breath. I didn't do anything, he had said as officers first pulled him out of the car. After officers tased Nichols, he got up to run. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, this is just beyond. Oh boy. Okay. Man. Look, man, when I saw the video, it was just beyond crazy and unbelievable. I will say I will say this is just beyond crazy, and I'll say it's beyond crazy, and this is just beyond. This is the stupidest shit that this is the stupidest shit that I ever heard, actually, and I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a fucking repeating pattern here involving crooked renegade cops who tend to shoot innocent bystanders. It doesn't matter. Look, I don't care what race it is. That's a human being. You feel what I'm saying? That's fucking ridiculous right there, man. And I said this couple episodes ago, when I mentioned about the difference between accountability and justice, right? It's not so much about justice itself. You want accountability. Accountability is what really matters here. And this is just some sucker ass move that the renegade cops actually did. And the whole shit kind of reminds me of what went down with George Floyd when he got dragged out the car onto the ground. And the former cop put his knee onto his neck, which I'm not gonna really get into too much of it because I already seen the video too many times actually. And I already went to a protest about it too, which I which I didn't want to tell my mother about because I knew she wouldn't really be able to understand the reason behind these protests anyway. So you know what I'm saying? So that's just that's just some that to me that's just some sucker ass move that he just that that's just happened. That's just some sucker ass move, man.
Oh
Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to make up for that wrong button. Anyway, oh man, so okay, so all right, body cam and surveillance camera video released Friday evening showed Nichols yelling out. Yeah, I already read that part already. Put him out the car at the office. Yeah, the video documents a brutal beating during which two officers hold Nichols down and another kicks him, possibly in the head. The officer can be heard saying, "I'm gonna baton the fuck out of you," before hitting Nichols repeatedly with a baton. Two officers hold him upright while a third repeatedly hits him in the face and his body. And later on, an officer tells him, "You can't go nowhere, man, and you about to get sprayed again." Nichols is later seen slumped against a car, barely moving. The injuries he faced were so severe that he died 3 days later. His family's attorney said Nichols dealt with extensive bleeding. The videos were posted to a public Memphis City Vimeo account. They contain graphic and disturbing scenes. Ahead of the video's release, police chief Surveillance CJ Davis described on CNN. Hold on a second. Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Yes, yeah, video. Yes. So ahead of the video's release, police chief. Yeah, I already read that one right there. Yeah, ahead of the video's release, police chief Cerealin CJ Davis described on CNN just how alarming the video footage was, and that it showed acts that defy humanity. End quote. I was outraged. It was incomprehensible to me. It was unconscious. unconscionable. And I felt that I needed to do something and do something quickly, David said. I don't think I've witnessed anything of that nature in my entire career. It was that bad. In anticipation of a visceral community response, President Joe Biden urged Americans to keep their protests peaceful and avoid violence. I joined Tyre's family in calling for peaceful protests. Outrage is understandable, but violence is never acceptable, Biden said in a statement on Thursday. Nicole's mother has also requested people to protest peacefully. I want each and every one of you to protest in peace. I don't want us burning up our cities, tearing up the streets, because that's not what my son stood for, she said on Thursday. And if you guys are here for me and Tyre, you will protest peacefully. Yeah, I have to say, man, the the year of 2020, right? I have to say the year of 2020 when George Floyd died, right? There was a disturbing picture that I seen that somebody posted, and there was a picture of a fucking police precinct that just burned all the way to the ground. And then the fucking caption said, "This is beautiful." There is nothing beautiful about burning your own fucking community. All that shit is not going to bring the person back. It's not. I get the anger. I get the emotions. I get that. But that none of that shit's gonna bring that person's back. It's not gonna bring the person back at all. All that destruction to the hoods, communities, and all that other shit, it's just gonna you're doing more harm than good. You know what I'm saying? You're doing more fucking harm than good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to go off like this, but this is just fucking crazy and infuriating for me to actually hear some shit like this, though. And to the beginning of 2023, as far as mass shootings, like who wants to hear this shit, man? Who wants to hear this shit every beginning of the year? No one wants to hear this shit, but it happens. Oh man. I'm sorry for this, but this is just beyond crazy for me right here. And I want to actually mention something involving qualified immunity, which I've been hearing a lot actually lately from watching TMZ live actually. And and let me just say this though. So let's just talk about what qualified immunity means actually. So let's get into this. Um all right, let's get into what this is. So, for those of you who may not know what qualified immunity means, let me break this shit down like a Pythagorean theorem, folks. Qualified immunity is a type of legal immunity. Qualified immunity balances two important interests: the need to hold public officials accountable when they exercise power irresponsibly, and the need to shield off officials from harassment, distraction, and liability when they perform their duties reasonably. And this is Pearson versus Callahan. Specifically, qualified immunity protects a government official from lawsuits alleging that the official violated a, a plaintiff's rights, aka civil rights, only allowing suits where officials violate a clearly established statutory or constitutional right. When determining whether a right was clearly established, courts consider whether a hypothetical reasonable official would have known that the defendant's conduct violated the plaintiff's rights. Courts conducting this analysis apply the law that was in force at the time of the alleged violation, not the law in effect when the court considers the case. Qualified immunity is not immunity from having to pay money damages, but rather immunity from having to go through the cost of a trial at all. Accordingly, courts
must resolve qualified immunity issues as early in a case as possible, preferably before discovery. Qualified immunity only applies to suits against government officials as individuals, not suits against the government for damages caused by the official's actions. Although qualified immunity frequently appears in cases involving police officers, it also applies to most other executive branch officials. Um, while judges, prosecutors, legislatures, and some other government officials do not receive qualified immunity, most are protected by other immunity doctrines. Illustrative case law in chronological order. In Harlow versus Fitzgerald, um, the Supreme Court, of course, this is 457 U.S. 800 1982. The Supreme Court held that federal government officials are entitled to qualified immunity. The court reasoned that the need to protect officials who are required to exercise discretion and the related public interest in encouraging the vigorous exercise of official authority. With regard to certain government officials, including the president, prosecutors, and similar officials, the court upheld absolute immunity. This doctrine shields those individuals from criminal prosecution and lawsuits as long as their actions in question were within the scope of their jobs. For all other federal officials, the court also held that federal officials who are trying to qualify for absolute immunity have the burden to prove that public policy requires an exemption of that scope. For government officials trying to qualify for absolute immunity, the court also established a two-part test that the official must satisfy. Um, First, the official must show that his position's responsibilities has such a sensitive function that it requires absolute immunity. Second, the official must demonstrate that he was discharging the protected function of the position when performing the actions in question. Um. So yeah. I'm not gonna read all this. Actually, y'all could look this up for yourselves from the website www.law.cornell.edu/Wex qualified underscore immunity. Y'all could look that up for yourselves. Actually, so yeah, there you have it right there, man. And and we gotta keep going on this shit right here. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Where do we leave off right here? Yes. 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 Yes, qualified immunity, actually. Where did I leave off? Where the hell did I leave off actually? Hold on a second here. Anticipation. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Turn on the streets and we got you guys here. Yes, so Memphis police are increasing their presence throughout the city. So is local law enforcement in Washington, D.C. 5 officers charged with murder. Prosecutors said Thursday all 5 officers are to blame for Nichols' death, while each of 5 individuals played a different role in the incident in question. The actions of all of them resulted in the death of Tyre Nichols, and they are all responsible, says Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy, at a press conference. Nicole's family's lawyers said Nichols was killed following what was supposed to be a routine traffic stop that turned into a brutal beating, reminiscent of the 1991 assault on Rodney King in 1991. Okay, that's a hell of a comparison, actually. All right, hold on. Let me see who just came in here. And this is Haspring DeBrose. Okay, I see you. All right. Let's see. So, okay, hold on a minute. The news today from Memphis officials that these 5 officers are being held criminally accountable for their deadly and brutal actions gives us hope as we continue to push for justice for Tyre, the attorneys and family said in a statement following the arrest. You mean accountability? Accountability, yeah. Nichols, who is black, died 3 days after the traffic stop. End quote. It was so violently intentional. There really was no purpose or basis to be that violent or brutal against a defenseless human being. I mean, this is a citizen. These Memphis police officers are charged with protecting their citizens, and instead, they literally unabashedly beat him for over 3 minutes. Attorney Antonio Romanucci told Time on Tuesday. The 5 officers involved Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Hawley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith were fired on January 20th after investigation found they violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. All of the officers are black. Oh boy, this is crazy. All right, this is crazy, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on this story, but I'm almost out of there, so don't worry. Anyway, this anyway, this is just fucking awful, man. This is fucking awful. You know what I mean? Of course. In addition to second-degree murder, the officers face charges of official misconduct, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, and official oppression. Oof.
Oh no!
The two firefighters involved in the traffic stop have been put on leave, and 2 Shelby County Sheriff's deputies have also been relieved of duty. The deputies responded to the scene that night, but it's unclear what role they played in the assault of Nichols. In quote, having watched the videotape for the first time tonight, I have concerns about 2 deputies who appeared on the scene following the physical confrontation between police and Tyre Nichols. Shelby County Sheriff Flyoff Bonner, not Boner, said in a statement Friday. In 2016, Haley, a then corrections officer, was accused of participating in a prison assault that left one inmate unconscious, according to a complaint filed to the U.S. District Court in Tennessee, NBC reported Wednesday. Romanucci, and fellow attorney for the family, Ben Crump, said that the video showed that Nichols was pepper sprayed, restrained, and shocked with a stun gun. Romanucci said that Nichols was a human pinata. For those officers, the Associated Press reported, Nichols worked at a FedEx facility, had a 4-year-old son, and had his mother's name tattooed on his arm, according to the New York Times. He also had Crohn's disease and suffered from severe weight loss, ABC News reported. Oh man, that's crazy. I'll probably talk about Crohn's disease in a separate episode when it comes to health related stuff in a future episode. So anyway, so officials said his family described him as a cheerful individual who loves skateboarding and enjoying sunsets over Shelby Farms Park on the city's east side. Here's what to know about Nicole's lethal encounter with Memphis police, what investigations are underway, and the official video of the incident. What happened at the traffic stop? In an initial description of the incident, police wrote in a January 8th statement that as officers attempted to make a traffic stop for reckless driving, a confrontation occurred. The suspect fled the scene on foot. The statement added that officers pursued Nichols in an attempting to do so. Another confrontation occurred and that he was later apprehended. The statement noted that Nichols complained of having a shortness of breath and he was transported to a hospital in critical condition. Officials have said that Nichols had a medical emergency, but Nichols' family accused police of causing him to have a heart attack. Yikes. Oh my gosh. So, Crump also pushed back on an initial statement from the police that a confrontation occurred. In an interview with Time on Tuesday, it's hard to see Tyre doing anything that resembles a confrontation, but everybody can judge for themselves how unnecessary this was. The Nichols family hired a forensic pathologist to review the case, and his family's lawyers say that Nichols' injuries are consistent with what is shown on the video. Following a preliminary independent autopsy, there were large amounts of blood found in deep tissues of his body, Romanucci says. When people see this video, it's going to remind them of Rodney King. Tragically, the only difference in many regards and that Tyre didn't survive, Crump says. What is the reaction to the video? On Thursday, Memphis Police Chief Cerilyn Davis called for calm ahead of the release of what she called the heinous, reckless, and inhumane death of Tyre Nichols. A source told CNN that authorities expect to release the footage on Friday. Law enforcement across the U.S. are bracing for demonstrations and unrest following the video's release, multiple sources told CNN. What is so alarming about the video is the escalation from the moment they encountered Tyre, and that escalation only increases, Crump says. The first words that you hear Tyre utter is, "What did I do?" And there's never an answer for that. Memphis police announced Monday that they met with Nichols' family to view the video recordings and that they would comply with investigations. Transparency remains a priority in this incident, and a premature release could adversely impact the criminal investigation and judicial process. We are working with the district attorney's office to determine the appropriate time to release video records publicly, Chief Cerilyn Davis said in the statement. And how is Tyre's family reacting to the charges, you ask? The family justice entails criminal culpability and civil accountability, Crump says. It means charging the officers with first-degree murder. Anything short of that, we will not accept, Rodney Wells, Nichols' stepfather, said at a news conference on Monday after viewing the footage. Tyre's family and lawyers issued a statement Thursday saying that they felt hope following the arrest of 5 police officers. This young man lost his life in particularly disgusting manner that points to the desperate need for change and reform to ensure this violence stops occurring during low threat procedures, like in this case, a traffic stop. The statement said this tragedy meets the absolute definition of a needless and unnecessary death. Tyre's loved ones lives were forever changed, and when he was beaten to death, and we will keep saying his name until justice is served. Yeah, this is pretty disgusting, man. This is really it's kind of crazy and it's gross at the same time. From watching the video is very disgusting right now. It's very disgusting. I hate to say this, but yeah, this is disgusting. Yeah, at a visual on Thursday night, Nicole's mother, Ro Vaughn Wells, warned of the horrific nature of the video, but implored supporters to demonstrate non-violently when it is released to the public. I don't want us burning up our city, tearing up the streets, because that's not what my son stood for, she said, according to the Associated Press. If you guys are here from me and Tyre, then you will protest peacefully. You can get your point across, but we don't need to tear up our cities, people, because we do have to live in them. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Where did I even get? And what is the Scorpion Police Unit? So this is what came about. Actually, prosecutors confirmed Thursday that at least some of the 5 officers involved in Nicole's death are part of the Scorpion Unit, a special law enforcement division focused on violent crime reduction. The Scorpion Unit, which stands for Street Crimes Operation to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods, was created in November 2021 amid soaring violent crime in the city. This week, Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy announced a review of all specialized police units, including Scorpion. Romanucci, the attorney for the family, asked in a CBS interview, they were in unmarked cars. Why are they conducting traffic stops? What investigations are ongoing? Okay, so Nicole's fatal encounter with Memphis police has sparked state, federal, and local probes. The FBI, U.S. Attorney's Office, and the Department of Justice have opened a civil rights investigation. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is also looking into whether police officers broke any laws. The Memphis Police Association, the city agencies union, declined to comment on the firing of the 5 officers. The citizens of Memphis, and more importantly, the family of Mr. Nichols, deserve to know the complete account of the events leading up to his death and what may have contributed to it. Lieutenant Asika Cage Rosario, the union's president, said in a statement. Okay. This is not the first time Memphis police have come under fire for excessive force. In 2018, local law enforcement repeatedly shot Montavious Banks after an attempted traffic stop. Footage of the arrest was publicly released in 2020. Banks later settled a lawsuit against the city in 2021 after an investigation highlighted that police had their body cameras turned off, violating department policy. Okay. Speaking of Memphis, hold on a second. Speaking of Memphis, yeah, I remember the Young Dolph murder, right? So, and this is from iHeart.com. All right, so a man who was previously arrested in connection to Young Dolph's murder has been released from jail. Okay, my question about all this is, hang on a minute, hang on. My question to this is,
Why?
that's a good question. I'll fill you in. According to a report Fox 13 in Memphis published on Friday, January 20th, Shondell Barnett was freed from a jail in Fort Worth, Texas. Barnett had been held at the jail until he bonded out on December 24th, 2022. As of this report, there's no confirmation on whether he was in custody over previous charges relating to Young Dolph's death or separate offenses. He was initially arrested last January along with fellow suspect Justin Johnson in Indiana. While Johnson was held and eventually transferred to a jail in Memphis, Barnett was released instead. Whew. Okay, this is just dumb. This is one of the dumbest things that I ever heard in my damn life, man. Really. But wait, there's more to the story. Although he was expected to join Johnson in Memphis, Clay County Sheriff Paul Hardin explained his office received a call from Shelby County Jail in Memphis and claimed that they were no longer interested in picking up Barnett. That's why they let him go. Barnett was considered a fugitive on the run, especially after a new warrant for his arrest was issued in April 2022. Barnett was facing charges of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. So far, no records show if Barnett was held in Texas over those charges. Ooh, Lordy Lord. Oh, Lord. And with Barnett out of the picture for now, there are currently 4 men in custody who have been charged with murdering Young Dolph in front of a cookie shop in his hometown of Memphis. Months after Johnson and Cornelius Smith were apprehended, Hernandez Govin was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Police believe Govin ordered the hit on Dolph and hired Johnson and Smith to carry out the job. Jamarcus Johnson turned himself into police a few days later after he was named a suspect for allegedly hiding his half-brother Justin and Smith after the shooting and helped them get away, which really sucks. Okay, one moment. Okay. All right. Yes. Smith and Johnson were also recently indicted on conspiracy charges, but they haven't been formally charged yet. According to their lawyers, both of them plan to plead not guilty to the incoming charges. No, you're not, man, because you did a fucking heinous, disgusting crime too, man. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously, this is just beyond disgusting. This is disgusting, man. Like, really, you should not be out on bail, man. You don't deserve that shit, man. You took a loss from somebody who didn't do anything but but help his community in Memphis. Like, come on. Like, cut it out with that bullshit. Anyway, and we got another terrible. We got two more terrible stories that we need to get to right here, and this is pertaining to a former star of That's So Raven, Orlando Brown. Oh my goodness, this is beyond idiots. Huh. Okay, so this is according to TMZ. We're told Matthew and Orlando were not actually blood brothers, but that's what he told cops. According to cops, Orlando's brother Matthew claims he allowed the actor to stay at home. He was renovating because Orlando is homeless and he didn't want him to go to a homeless shelter. Matthew told officers Orlando was acting crazy inside the home, accusing him of raping his wife, and then came at him with a broken off knife blade and a hammer in a threatening manner. Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking gosh, man. Really? Really? Oh no! Okay, this is beyond nuts. This is nuts, man. I swear, man. This is ridiculous. That's an epic fail right there for me. That's an epic fail right there. Matthew told cops Orlando was never able to physically strike him with the weapon and eventually set them down. More trouble for that So Raven star Orlando Brown. The actor has been arrested for domestic violence in Ohio. A spokesperson for the Lima Police Department tells us they got a call about a fight in progress Thursday. When they arrived, they came upon the former Disney star and arrested him for misdemeanor domestic violence. Oh, Lord. It's beyond ridiculous right here, man. And this is ridiculous. All right, there's okay. So it's unclear who called 911, but cops say Brown's conflict was with either a family member or another person living in the home. He's apparently been in the Ohio town for over a month, with fans tweeting about seeing him around Lima. Well, Brown's online booking record shows the charge as domestic violence caused belief of imminent physical harm by threat of force. As we've reported, OB's had a lot of problems with the law over the last few years. You recall he was busted in his underwear on an outstanding warrant back in 2018. He was also arrested previously for narcotics possession and alleged burglary. He's also had dealings with Dr. Phil, including a time when some friends tried to stage an intervention for the actor. Oh boy. Okay, that's just right there. And we got another terrible news that we need to get to, and this is involving a person who got released on bond for Takeoff's murder. It's like, hold on. Like, seriously. I'll fill you in on this. Don't you worry. I'll fill you in. I will fill you in. Okay, and this is from People. This is from People right here. Let me see how much time we got. Hold on. All right. All right. So according to so this is from January 5th of this year. So the man arrested and charged with the murder of Migos rapper Takeoff has been released on a $1 million bond. $1 million bond. Really? I mean, come on. I mean, really though. Okay, so Patrick Xavier Clark, who was taken into custody last month, was released on Wednesday and must stay on house arrest with a GPS monitor, according to court documents obtained by People. Clark, age 33, has pleaded not guilty to the murder charges in connection with the death of Takeoff, age 28, who was shot outside a Houston bowling alley on November the 1st, according to Rolling Stone. The outlet reported that he was arrested after authorities reviewed video evidence of the shooting and also after his fingerprints matched a wine bottle left at the crime scene. Okay, that right there, that is one dumb move right there, man. That is the dumbest move that I ever seen. um Clark's bond was initially set for $2 million, but was reduced after his defense team argued that he could not afford the price tag. Local outlet KTRK reported, though they fought to have it reduced to $300,000. Judge Josh Hill reportedly said bail bond companies would pay $1 million and lowered it accordingly. Jeez Louise. That's another epic fail right there, man. Okay. When Clark was taken into custody, authorities found a passport, cash, and a Mexican itinerary, which led them to believe he was potentially planning to flee the country, according to local NBC affiliate KPRC. His attorney, Letitia D. Quinos, said in a statement to People that his bond was posted by a concerned citizen and family friend on his behalf. We believe Patrick is innocent, and at the appropriate time, the evidence will reveal that to be the case, the statement said. Clark is reportedly due to appear in court again in March. He was arrested on December 1st, 1 month after the death of Takeoff. Of course, his real name is Kershnick Kari Ball. The rapper was at a private party with his fellow Migos rapper Quavo, who is also his uncle, when an altercation broke out. Cameron Joshua, age 22, was arrested on November 22nd and charged with 2 counts of unlawful possession of a weapon, with Police Chief Troy Finner saying at a press conference that he was there on the scene and in possession of a weapon. Takeoff, what has been widely mourned by the hip-hop community in the months after his death, and on Wednesday, Quavo released the emotional song Without You in his honor. The track chronicles Quavo's immense grief and reflects on the ways in which the loss will shape the rest of his life. Okay, all right, so next what we have here is, let me see what else we have to talk about here. Okay, so let's get into let me see what else we got to talk about here. All right, let's get into some let's get into the Uncle Murda thing. Let's lighten shit up, man. Let's get into the Uncle Murda thing, man. First and foremost, actually. And hold on, I need to look up something real quick. Okay, wait a second. Okay, let me see. Let me see this. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. So we need more info. Monster Jam. Anyway, I'll look for it after. Hold on a second. Just want to see what this is all about here. Let me see what this is all about. So let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, what is Monster Jam? Yeah, Monster Jam. Okay. And let me see. I'll get back. Let me get back. I'll get back to it. All right. Okay, so let's get into the Uncle Murda thing. Wanted to lighten shit up though, so I needed to look for this. All right, here we are. All right, and this is from Revolt. One New Year's Day, January 1st, Uncle Murda continued his annual tradition with 2022 wrap up, a 15-minute whirlwind. 15-minute whirlwind of bars centered around the most notable moments in music, sports, politics, and more during the past 12 months. Produced by Great John, the track, which samples classics from Jodeci, Rick James, Soul to Soul, and Dennis Edwards, ends with a promise that the Brooklyn rhymer will continue his hip-hop recaps well into the future. End quote. I waited till the last minute to record this. It's crazy. I just found out we lost Barbara Walters. You know, they can't fuck with me when it comes to this shit. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't no more saying I'm done with this shit. In the past interview on Sway in the Morning, Uncle Murda spoke on the creative process with his yearly drops on along with the expected consequences following each release. End quote. He says, I wait till like around probably a week before Thanksgiving around that time. And yes, it's a lot of fucking pressure. Definitely, the people that I usually mention, they don't usually call me Sway. They just stop talking to me. They just don't work with me no more. And things of that nature. I noticed a lot of my relationships change at the top of the year. Back in February, Murda celebrated Valentine's Day with Love Don't Live Here, a 14-song body of work with additional features from Tory Lanez, Stefan, Don Plies, Eli Frost, Q Bands, Diaz, Moreno, Jay Bezzy, and more. Since then, he was heard of dope cuts like Snoop Dogg's It's in the Air, Dark Side Preem's Where Were You At remix, Cuban Pete's Wrath on the Wrongful, and Larry Valley's Poppin' Now. Press play on Wrap Up 2022 below. And two people responded to this actually. So let's start with Freddie Gibbs. And Freddie Gibbs has responded to being dissed by Uncle Murda again on the latest version of the Brooklyn, New York rappers Wrap Up 2022 track. On Monday, January 2nd, Freddie Gibbs hopped on Twitter and addressed being dropped on UM's annual run through of the year's big happenings in hip hop. Uncle Murda, be friendly as a box of puppies every time I see him, Freddie Gibbs tweeted. In a follow-up tweet, he added, I could never be a hype man for a nigga. Fuck these wee holding ass niggas. RIP Gangsta Boo. Freddie Gibbs' response comes on the heels of Uncle Murda releasing his explosive Wrap Up 2022 song on Sunday, January 1st. As per usual, Murda unapologetically disses dozens of rappers. In regards to Freddie Gibbs, he brought up the Gary, Indiana rapper getting jumped in Buffalo, New York back in May, and amid his beef with Benny the Butcher. Let's talk about Freddie Gibbs. Like, really, what's up with him? Uncle Murda rap. Niggas robbed him in Buffalo and he got beat up again. He be out here looking like a cold-blooded sucker. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. That's crazy funny right there, man. That's crazy funny. That's really funny right there. Let me just find this thing. Oh, I know exactly. Yeah, that right there is crazy funny right there. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, man. Uncle Murda is really something else right here. He's fucking something else. Oh man. Let's see. It's really something else right here. Oh wait. Here it is. All right, yeah. Yo. Oh man. So all right, so this is wait a second here. This is not the first time Uncle Murda and Freddie Gibbs have exchanged disses. On Uncle Murda's Wrap Up 2021 track, he also took aim at Freddie. Let me smoke a blunt right now and get in my zone. Academics said Freddie Gibbs got beat up by Jim Jones. Word. Murda rapped on last year's version. I'm not a big fan of his The Streets Don't Rock with him. That B Elliott and B Dot giving all those props to him. Just saying. So when he talked tough, we don't believe what he said. We don't. His father a cop and his brother down with the DEA. Yeah, I ain't like his reaction when Nas won a Grammy. I didn't. He never lost in court because law enforcement is his family. I know I ain't the only one that feel like he hated. Freddie album ain't deserved to be Grammy nominated. Nope. This is crazy. That's crazy, and that's fucked up though, man. The diss led to Freddie Gibbs calling out New York rappers. So many New York rappers on my dick right now. I can't wait to go to y'all city and show you to sell it out. Bike, bike. He responded on Twitter. Of course, Freddie Gibbs wasn't the only person to get flamed by Uncle Murda on the new track. He also did Sweetie, questioned the Tory Lanez verdict, and much more. Yeah, he also dissed Bobby Shmurda. Let's get to that story. Yeah, let's get to that story though. Yes, he also dissed Bobby Shmurda. So this is according to Complex. So feel me right here. Uncle Murda released his annual wrap-up song over the weekend where he reminisced on some of the biggest pop culture moments of 2022 while dissing a number of artists. Among those mentioned on the 15-minute track is Bobby Shmurda, who Murda name drops when talking about the Brooklyn artist's beef with Young Boy Never Broke Again. NBA YoungBoy had Rich the Kid shook over a little picture with Lil Durk that he took hope he know Bobby Shmurda and Rich the Kid different. Bobby will really boom you nigga. Watch who you mention murder raps. The lines reference Shmurda ongoing feud with YoungBoy as well as the Baton Rouge rapper calling out Rich the Kid for posing in a picture alongside Lil Durk, who also beefed with YoungBoy. On Monday, Bobby hopped on Instagram Live to post his reaction to Murda's line. Murda, I'm a changed man, Murda. I'm a changed man. Bobby joked in a clip below. I'm different. I'm trying to change, Murda. I ain't trying to boom nobody no more. Shortly after Shmurda posted the video, none other than 50 Cent hopped into the comment section to share his thoughts on the reference. Crazy, 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 Fifth wrote. Bobby is far from the only MC mentioned on Murda's Wrap Up 2022, nor is he the first to respond. On Monday, Freddie Gibbs took to Twitter to call out Murda, who on the song blasted the Buffalo rapper for getting jumped on his turf last year. Damn, son. Uncle Murda be friendly as a box of puppies every time I see him, Gibbs wrote. And yeah. Oh my gosh, that shit is funny right here. That shit is so fucking funny. All right, so let's get to 21 Savage. Let me see. All right, 21 Savage wants to live forever, and he believes humans will find the technology to do so if he's frozen for the next century. With everyone turning the page to finding New Year's resolutions for 2023, 21 hopes he'll fittingly be alive when the year 2021 comes around. I want to be alive for 2021. Somebody freeze me right quick. He wrote on New Year's Eve of December 31st. The St. Laurent Don's bold aspirations caught the eye of Twitter as the social media post went viral and currently boasts nearly 55,000 likes as of press time. And fans had mixed reactions as some weren't buying the hype of cryo preserving humans, while others were into the idea. I've been on this hype shit. Freeze me like they did Walt Disney. One person responded while another replied, your music has left a mark. You'll definitely still be played for our great, great, great grandkids. It's unclear what exactly prompted 21 to tweet the frozen desires of if he's done heavy research into into cry oh cryo preserving bodies for the future. This is unheard of, man. So don't really ask me about this. While 2021 remains 98 years away, the Slaughter Gang Honchos, her lost joint album with Drake crossed 1 billion streams on Spotify in December, less than 2 months after its release. Her Loss debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and moved over 404,000 album equivalent units in its first week, giving it the third highest opening this year in music. 2022 was another successful year for the 30-year-old Atlanta-bred rapper. 21 was honored with his own day in his home state of Georgia in conjunction with his humanitarian efforts. And in December, to commemorate the holiday season, 21 and his Leading by Example Foundation put on their 4th annual Grant a Wish event where they gifted 100 local parents and their children toys and food for Christmas. At the event, the Savage Mode 2 rhymer was awarded his own day by State Representative Billy Mitchell. A proclamation ceremony was held at the Christmas giveaway to officially declare December 21st as 21 Savage Day. Huh. Let's see. What else we got to talk about here? Oh, we got Hit Boy. Hit Boy. Hit Boy was a machine behind the boards in 2022 and capped off the year with another banger, heading overseas to recruit Avellino for 2 certified. Hit takes the baton from the British MC and showcases his lyrical prowess, looking for proper respect over his own beat supply. I dealt with envy and I dealt with jealousy. Play with your bitch. Don't play with my legacy, he raps. You made a little paper. I went at their neck and made history, dumbing out on my own beats, hot like I threw Durham in Greece. The glitzy visual directed by third Iras. Fine Hit Boy and Avellino staking their claim for the rap throne with a staged press conference featuring journalists shoving microphones in their faces and paparazzi fawning over their every word. My engineer, David Kim, who was mixing the Nas album, was also mixing Avellino's album down the hall. Hit Boy relayed to Billboard. So Avellino came through, and by the end of the night, we had this record done. The West Coast legend is preparing his 6th studio album, which is reportedly set to arrive in the early portion of 2023. Hit Boy has been on a scorching winning streak as he bookended 2022, reuniting with Nas for a pair of projects with Magic and Christmas 2021 and King's Disease 3 to close out the year in November. He also produced full-length projects for Pac-Man the Gunman, Bulletproof Soul, and Drizzy Hit Girl, and notched placements on the game's Drillmatic, Heart vs. Mind, and worked with Dom Kennedy and Beyonce, the latter of which earned him a Grammy nomination on Renaissance, excuse me. The grind didn't stop there, as EA Sports took note of Hit Boy's run, where he was also tapped to curate the soundtrack to Madden 2023. With another decorated campaign under his belt, the 35-year-old took home honors for the Hip Hop DX 2022 Producer of the Year over the likes of Alchemist, ATL Jacob, Harry Fraud, and Metro Boomin. It's Hit Boy's second time receiving the award in 3 years, as he also won Hip Hop DX Producer of the Year in 2020. Okay, and also Lloyd Banks drops a mixtape. All right, so he drops a mixtape. So, of course, January 1st, 2009. Okay, so by the time Lloyd Banks released the Cold Corner mixtape in 2009, he had already dropped 2 solo albums, The Hunger for More in 2004 and Rotten Apple in 2006. The latter project received lukewarm reviews from critics who felt the Queens, New York raised rapper lost his hunger for creating street certified bangers. With the Cold Corner mixtape hosted by DJ Who Kid as part of the DJ's 5 and Better series, Blue Hefner returns to form and gives the streets what they want. Guttural bars over concrete pounding beats. The 14-song project only has one lone guest feature, and that's Eminem, who gives a final countdown before Banks launches into the first track, Increase the Gritty. New Pussy samples Boss 1993 tune Deeper, finds the G-Unit soldier delivering braggadocious rhymes about his wealth and street fame. Money over more shit, where I go, the crew go, tell me I ain't doing my thing. The fuck is you, yo? Catch me riding around with my thing. I drop a sumo sooner or later, matter of time. Bet they all learn snitches die 1,000 times. G's make the world turn. He spits on the track. Highlights include the cautionary on my way, the soulful be that way sometimes, and the majestic sounding do it for the block, where Banks explains why he still has a deep-seated love for the hood. In 2009, when critics complained that Lloyd Banks had lost his luster for making a soundtrack for the streets, he proved on the Cold Corner mixtape that he could still make the block hot. Well, yeah, way to prove people wrong, though. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a way you can prove people wrong right here. Let's see. Okay, here we are. All right, so let me touch on 2 things right here. Let me touch on 2 things right here. And this is pertaining to eat and drink. There's 2 stories that we need to get to. I'm actually going to. All right, this segment right here is called Munchies and Drinks. So let's get into it right here. Actually. Okay. One more sound effect. Hold on. There's one more we need to do. There's one more. Come on. Okay. All right, we got 2 stories in the eat and drink section that we need to get to. First, Gordon Ramsay, who opened a restaurant in New York, by the way. Let me just find it. Let me just find it right here. And yes, so Gordon Ramsay. Here we go. First, let me give a shout out to somebody who just jumped into the chat. Shout outs to Concept of Life, man. Thank you for looking at this Instagram live feed. Appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate that right there. I see you. All right, so Chef Gordon Ramsay paid a visit to New York City following the opening of his latest fish and chips eatery. Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips Times Square officially opened to the public this past December, offering a taste of British culture right in the heart of the city. This new restaurant marks the fourth Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips to open nationwide. To be given this chance to bring a little bit of quintessential Britishness to Times Square is a dream come true. It's a blessing and an absolute joy, said Ramsay. The new eatery sits 35 and is decked out in Union Jack flag elements, giving the space an undeniably British flair. The restaurant is surrounded by floor-to-ceiling windows, allowing diners to enjoy the view of Times Square while they eat. Ramsay told reporters that he's hoping that the opening of this new Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips can be the first of many opportunities for the restaurant industry to bounce back after the last 3 years. Last 3 years. There's something special with all of us with this city, and I'm excited that we're now officially open. And thanks for gracing the doors to come and try something unique and something beautiful, said Ramsay. The new fast casual restaurant brings a new twist to the classic fish and chips that diners know and love. The titular menu item is made with sustainable true cod and coated with custard powder batter for the perfect golden crisp. Other menu items that customers have sunk their teeth into since the restaurant opened include fried shrimp, lobster, chicken, and the fish witch. A crispy golden cod wrapped in warm naan bread, as well as the chicken witch, featuring a crispy chicken tender, cabbage slaw, Roma tomatoes, house-made pickles, and drizzled with Old Bay dressing. The meals come with signature sauces to accompany the dishes, including Gordon's tartar curry and mango sriracha aioli, Southwest Ranch, Dijon mayonnaise, and cocktail sauce. For fry lovers, the Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips menu features a just chips section with the option of dirty fries. Dirty fries. Oh shit. Oh man. Which are served with a combination of toppings like jalapeno, chorizo, cotija, cheese, red onion, chives, and parsley or truffle, Parmesan cheese, chives, and parsley. You can also enjoy a sticky toffee pudding or a Biscoff flavored milkshake for dessert. Don't forget to pick up that sticky toffee pudding shake. It is to die for, said Ramsay. And I promise you, you'll need a good sleep or a 10-mile walk after. Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips Times Square is located at 1500 Broadway, the corner of 44th Street and 7th Avenue, and is open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sundays through Thursday, and 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday also included too. For more information, you can visit Gordon Ramsay's fishandchips.com. Go check out the restaurant for yourself, and you and I guarantee you probably gonna be having a blast eating over there too. Yes. All right. And hold on. 30. Okay. All right, so I'm going to all right, so now I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna be able to get to the other one right here. So let's so this is another place right here. So this is a Brooklyn based craft cocktail brand is taking mixed drinks to the next level. Wandering Barman is a cocktail brand that aims to make it so customers never have to wait for a cocktail ever again. Co-founded by Roxanne Malichi, Julian Mohammed, and Darren Grenier. The trio has been a part of the food and beverage industry for several years and previously owned and operated the restaurant Dear Bushwick. In the running, in the running of these businesses, we always found that the cocktail program was a tough part for us, either from just constantly changing the menu or training staff on the menus. We had a great menu at Dear Bushwick. We got written up by the New York Times, said Muhammad, but we just couldn't keep up with the speed of service on the New York on the weekend evenings. We were always slipping behind, and ultimately on the weekend evenings, we were always slipping behind, and ultimately we needed a solution to that if we were gonna make money, because often alcohol is the most profitable part of any restaurant business. After Dear Bushwick's closure, the trio wanted to get into the business of batching cocktails. What came of that was Wandering Barman, a proof of concept in Bushwick that sells pre-made cocktails to cut down on wait times. Interesting. Inspired by bars in the UK, Wandering Barman's first tap room, of course, located at 315 Mesereau Street, officially opened for business in 2021, offering 20 of their pre-made cocktails ready to serve right from the tap, no mixing required. The bar has their staple 8 cocktails, classic cocktails we all know and love, and 4 non-alcoholic options as well. When we opened our cocktail bar, we wanted to do it in a way that was moving the cocktail industry forward. That was moving the cocktail. Hold on. Moving the cocktail industry forward. Hold on. Where is it? 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 Yes. So we decided to put out all of our cocktails on tap, said Muhammad. We figured that we would solve the solution of training staff, speed of service, consistency, all the issues that we had in a normal cocktail program. The speed of service is amazing. We would get crazy busy, but we would have one bartender, and they were able to clear a bar that was like 3 people deep in no time. Wandering Barman offers an array of classic spirits such as vodka, tequila, and rum, and cocktails that they put their own spin on, including the La Nina Margarita, a date-infused old-fashioned, a rose gin and hops, sling, Iron Lady, swipe right, and the burnt maple old-fashioned boomerang. Oh man. All right, so you can just check. All right, so this is crazy, man. So the place, let me see. Let me just speed this up actually. So for more information, you can check out wanderingbarman.com. And as far as the location, you can check it out for yourselves. All right. All right. One more thing I want to touch on actually. This there's an event coming up this weekend, actually, that I wanted to discuss, actually, what's going down in New York, which is, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me just get this real quick. And hold on a minute here. Hold on. Okay, what's going on for New York? Actually, okay. So this is from this is a 3-day thing. So this is Monster Jam, which is today from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. UBS Arena in Almont. And let me just take a look at this though. Is there anything for I don't know if there's anything for Saturday, but let's see for tomorrow. Let's see. Yes, so from February 3rd, February 4th to February 5th, it's going to take place at the UBS Arena in Almont, New York. You can go to the website. As a matter of fact, yes, you can go to the website. As a matter of fact, yes, you can go to the website. Let me just find. Yes, you can go to the website. www.monsterjam.com, where you can get your tickets and for more information. You can check it out for yourselves right there. And I think that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for me right here, man. And let's get to the last segment of the night, which is going to be stream choices on the go. Let's get into this right here. Let's get into it. Hold on a second. And this is the segment where I actually tell you where you can listen to the episodes and where you can follow the show actually on social media. So let's go. All right. You know what to do, folks. You know what to do. You can follow, you can show some love by following Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my other shows, which is the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, the review show. And on top of that, you can also follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Turn on your notifications and tell us how you feel about the topics with the incident with Tyre Nichols, the issues with Kanye West, and all the other topics that we just talked about today. You're more than welcome to actually comment on that one too. And on top of that, man, let's get to where you can listen to the podcast episodes. You can listen to the podcast episodes. As a matter of fact, wait. Hold on. Yes, you can listen to the episodes. As a matter of fact, you can listen to the episodes of this New York podcast episode platform by going to the link in bio where it says linktree/GMoneyStacks555. And of course, Anchor is included. Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM, Podcast Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts. And you don't need a credit card or a debit card to download iHeartRadio or any of the apps whatsoever. And you can also follow my other two shows that's also on iHeartRadio, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, Sports Edition show, and Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show. And of course, last but not least, make sure you grab that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. Click on the noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the every live stream, alongside with leaving a like and a comment. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Download these episodes, share the videos, share the episodes, listen, stream, watch, comment on the topics in today's episode or any previous episodes that you just listened to. Tell us what you think about it. And alongside with tell a friend to another friend. And spread the word. Word of mouth is important. And you can also share the link that says linktree/GMoneyStacks555 with all the audio streaming platforms, including YouTube, and the podcast itself with your husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, people you cool with from work and everywhere else where you meet people, parties, festivities, wherever. All right, that's gonna do it for me. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for listening and tuning into episode 232, titled Wrong Choice. All right. And by the way, the grind doesn't stop. If you want something, you got to work hard and you have to earn it. New York wasn't built in a day. It takes time, trust the process, follow your goals and dreams, and of course, do what makes you happy creatively, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and also checking on your friends, on what they're going through, because you never know what they might be going through on the inside that's bothering them. And also be on your P's and Q's if you're doing podcasting like myself. Consistency is important, confidence is important, finding your voice, and of course, don't worry about the fucking Neanderthal leeching moron bastards who want to fucking hate you for some dumb shit. All right, don't believe the fucking hype about you gotta have haters to actually have validation. Fuck that shit. Do you create a lane for yourself? You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, man, find and look for something that gets you into your zone on a creative basis, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Very important. And alongside with tunnel vision. So that's gonna do it for me. I'm off this shit. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me on this episode. I really appreciate you. You could have listened to any podcast in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this New York podcast platform right here from a Queens, New York native like myself. I appreciate you. Peace and one love. Enjoy the rest of your evening, the rest of your weekend. And of course, be careful out there. I know the weather right now is kind of crazy cold right now, and it's going to be cold tomorrow. So put on your warm layers of thermal sweaters, 2 layers of pants, winter hats, gloves, scarves, everything. And stay warm. Peace out. Good night, everybody.